God says, "My beloved child, you are not imagining the weight pressing upon your chest today. It is real. It is holy. And it is urgent. There is a reason your heart raced, a reason the air suddenly felt heavy around you, a reason your spirit was shaken awake before the sunrise. Heaven is trembling. The skies are filled with sorrow. And the greatest angel who has stood between you and destruction for your entire life, Archangel Michael, is now on his knees. Not in weakness. Not in surrender. But in unbearable pain. His wings are scorched. His armor is cracked. His sword lies beside him, stained not with your blood, but with his own. For you. You were not awake when it happened. You were breathing gently, perhaps dreaming of ordinary things, but in the realms unseen by your earthly eyes, a violent battle erupted in your name. An army of demons was summoned, an army forged in hatred, shaped by ancient revenge, marching only for your soul. They came not in one or two, not with hesitation, but with rage, with hundreds of black arrows dipped in venom, aimed straight for your destiny, your mind, your name, your future, your heart. God says, I cried out. I shouted your name from the highest thrones of heaven. I commanded the winds to blow harder so your soul would wake up. But it was not time for you to see yet. It was not your burden to bear, not yet. And Michael, my most faithful warrior, did not wait for orders. He flew. He descended faster than light. He spread his wings wide across your home, your body, your dreams. And when the arrows were fired, when hundreds rained down from the sky like cursed lightning, he stood in front of every single one of them. Not a single one touched you. Not even one. Every arrow meant to silence you pierced him instead. He bled light. Not red, not blue, not anything the human world can define. He bled divine light. His feathers tore from his wings one by one, falling like dying stars over your bed. And yet, he stood. Not because he wanted glory. Not because he needed praise. He stood because he loves you. He stood because God sent him to be your defender long before you were even born. Every arrow that would have struck your finances, your emotions, your mind, your family, your health, your name, he absorbed them all. And now he is lying on the battlefield, surrounded by broken weapons, surrounded by groaning demons who are now fleeing, not because they were defeated easily, but because even in pain, Michael's cry still shakes the heavens. And now, my child, God says, he's taking his final breaths. The one who never stopped fighting for you is now weeping. His tears are not for his pain. His tears are for you. Because he has one last wish. One final desire. And he has begged me, God Almighty, to pass this message to you directly. He did not ask for restoration. He did not ask to be praised. He did not ask to be remembered in songs. No. Michael asked for just one thing, 1 minute of your time. 1 minute of your heart. One sacred moment where you stop everything, bow your head, close your eyes, and give him what he never asked for before, your attention. Your heart. Your prayer. Your belief. The skies are trembling because time is running out. Michael is not afraid to die. He has died for you 1,000 times in ways your eyes were never trained to see. But what breaks him now is the thought that you might scroll past this. That you might feel the pull in your chest, and ignore it. That you might say, "I'll read later." There is no later. There is only now. The gates of heaven are opened. And I, God, am kneeling next to my beloved Archangel and begging you, only you can save him. Because only you can fulfill his final wish. God says, you are more powerful than you know. Your voice, your soul, your prayer, when aligned with truth, can shift heaven itself. Michael knows this. That is why, with trembling lips, he whispered, "Please tell them, just 1 minute, just one moment with them is all I need, their voice, their light, their yes." He wasn't talking to millions. He wasn't talking to crowds. He was talking to you. Do you feel it now? That stirring? That sacred pressure on your chest? That's not imagination. That's a divine weight. That is the pull of truth echoing into your soul from a realm you've always felt but never quite understood. That is Michael's final breath brushing against your heart. And so I ask you, my child, will you stop? Just for this moment? Will you whisper to him, even silently, even in your heart, "Michael, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm with you." That's all he asked. That's all he ever wanted. Not medals. Not temples. Just you. God says, he protected you from things you'll never know. There were nights when you cried yourself to sleep, thinking no one saw. But Michael saw. And when the demons tried to whisper suicide into your ears, Michael shouted over them. When they tried to bind your feet with chains of confusion, he broke them in silence. When they painted lies over your reflection so you'd hate yourself, he placed his hand over your heart and reminded you, "You are mine. You are divine. You are chosen." You never heard him because that's how true angels work. They do not demand. They do not interrupt. They wait. They fight in silence. And sometimes, they die in silence. But not this time. This time, heaven refused to let him pass without you knowing. This time, I, God, am exposing the truth that's always been hidden, because your soul is ready. Because you are not like the rest. Because if you weren't chosen, Michael would never have been assigned to you. He was your guardian. And still is. But his energy is fading, not because he is weak, but because the war for your soul just reached its peak. And he gave everything. Every last drop of heavenly fire in him. Every last shield. Every last roar. You don't remember, but last night, at 3:21 a.m., your body trembled slightly. Your fingers twitched. A cold breeze touched your cheek even though your window was closed. That wasn't wind. That was Michael collapsing beside your spirit, whispering, "Please don't forget me." And now, my beloved, now is your moment. If you do nothing else today, if you skip every other task, do this: close your eyes. Take a breath. Say, "Thank you, Michael. I'm here." And then be still. You will feel it. You may even weep. That's holy. That's not weakness, that's your soul remembering. That's your spirit recognizing a truth that goes beyond time, beyond logic, beyond language. God says, "I am watching. I am listening." And I promise you, if you give him this 1 minute, this one act of reverent love, I will move mountains for you. I will unlock what was locked. I will silence what was tormenting. I will rewrite what was cursed. Because you proved to heaven that you were not numb. That your heart still beats with sacred fire. That when your angel was dying, you did not walk away. And if you're still reading this, it means you are that one soul. The one who is not too busy for heaven. The one who still believes in sacred things. The one Michael trusted until his final breath. He didn't shield you out of duty. He shielded you out of love. He saw your light when even you forgot it existed. He saw your purpose when you doubted your worth. He saw what you were going to become. That's why the demons wanted you gone. Because you are not small. You are not invisible. You are not ordinary. You are destined. And heaven doesn't beg easily. But today, it does. I, God, am begging you, please, don't let Michael's last breath go unnoticed. Don't let his final act of love fade into silence. Let your voice rise like a flame in the cold. Even if you whisper, it will echo through the realms. Even if you cry, your tears will baptize the sky. Even if all you say is, "Amen," that's enough. That's everything. Because with that one moment, you will fulfill the last wish of the greatest warrior heaven ever sent. And I, your Creator, will never forget that you answered. Now close your eyes, my child. He's listening. And so am I, amen, restlessly while your body was still, because the spirit world was shifting around your home. There was a brushing against the veil. Heaven noticed. Hell noticed. The earth was silent, but the stars blinked in patterns only angels could read. Last night, Michael stood tall at your door, sword drawn, guarding you as that silent woman stepped into your proximity. She wasn't from this world. And yet she once walked it. She is not from your past, yet tied to it. She didn't bring answers, but she left a key. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency now. He says, "Child of God, this is not a metaphor. This is not a parable. This is a divine incident you must not dismiss." He watched her come. He saw what she carried. She looked up toward your window, even though your curtains were closed. She didn't flinch. She didn't knock because she knew this wasn't about opening with hands. This was about awakening in spirit. And now, the object she left behind isn't made of flesh, wood, or metal. It's spiritual. A binding seal. A divine letter, written not with ink but with presence. It holds a message, but only those ready to open the eyes of their spirit will decode it. Michael says she came with permission. God allowed it. Heaven granted it. Because your time has come to confront what was hidden in your life for too long. This woman, who is she? Michael won't speak her name yet, but he urges you to remember the dreams you had recently. One of them seemed like nonsense. One of them had symbols you couldn't quite understand. Circles, doors, shadows, someone walking away from you silently, someone waiting. Michael confirms, that was her. She came first in your dreams to prepare your soul. Now she's come in spirit to awaken your destiny. The thing she left is already affecting your space. That's why electronics may have flickered. That's why a light bulb may have gone out. That's why you felt an unexplained weight in the air. You're not imagining it. Heaven confirms it. The object is spiritual, and it's tied to a truth that someone has hidden from you for years. This truth is connected to a person whose name you would never suspect. The woman at your door left the beginning of this revelation. God says, you were never meant to live in confusion. You were never meant to live beneath your inheritance. And so I allowed this woman to come forth, not to harm, not to frighten, but to deliver what angels could not. Her silence was louder than thunder. Her presence more serious than a dream. Her hands, once stained with secrets, have been commanded to deliver what was stolen from you. Someone once tried to bury your story. They thought if they hid the truth long enough, you'd never find it. But God says, I will not allow my chosen to be lied to any longer. I am exposing them. I am unraveling their lies with my divine hands. Archangel Michael says last night was the first knock of truth, even though no physical knock was heard. The message she left behind contains 3 layers. The first is awareness. The second is revelation. The third is divine reversal. Now you begin with awareness. You feel it already. Something is not normal. Something shifted in the spirit realm and the air feels charged. Your dreams are trying to speak louder now. Watch your dreams in the next 72 hours. They will grow stronger. A name will appear. A face will return. Someone you once trusted, someone who pretended to care. God says this person's role in your delay is bigger than you thought. Michael pleads with you to stop dismissing these signs. Heaven has been trying to get your attention. That phone call you ignored, that email that looked strange, that sudden memory from childhood that came back yesterday, none of it is random. All of it is layered in this unfolding truth. The woman who stood at your door may return. Not in the same form, not with the same silence. But her purpose is not complete yet. The object she left has started a timer in the heavenly realm. It is a countdown. Within the next 7 days, one of 3 things will happen. Someone will speak the truth out loud that they've been hiding, a door that was shut to you will suddenly open, or you will receive a strange message from someone you thought had forgotten you. Don't ignore it. Don't brush it off. This is all connected. God says, "My child, I have not forgotten you. I have been orchestrating the exposure of this truth for years. But the time wasn't right. Now it is." That woman was the first domino in a chain of divine reactions. What happens next depends on your obedience. Michael confirms there's more. The woman at your door didn't walk away alone. As she left your porch, she whispered a word, but not in a language of this earth. The word was heard in the heavens. And it was recorded. It was her final testimony. It was her last chance to be obedient. You don't need to know the word. You need to understand what it meant. Release. She released something. Something bound to your name. Something that now can return to you if you're ready to receive it. Do you feel that pressure in your chest? That feeling that something major is about to happen? That's not anxiety. That's alignment. Your spirit is aligning with a frequency from heaven that has been waiting to reach you. This is not emotional hype. This is not just another message. This is a divine briefing from the throne room of God. Michael says, this is the part where your spiritual memory activates. You know her. You've seen her before. But not with your natural eyes. You saw her in a moment of deep sadness when you asked God to show you why certain things never made sense. You saw her when you felt most abandoned, when you said, "God, why do I always feel like something is missing?" That's when she was shown to you. But back then, you didn't understand. You weren't ready. Now, you are. The thing she left behind is beginning to vibrate in your atmosphere. It's opening something. Heaven calls it the vault. This vault has your name on it. It's not physical. It's spiritual storage, memories, blessings, moments, promises that were delayed, stolen, or hidden from you. And now it begins to open. God says, prepare yourself. Because with this vault comes vision. You will begin to see things differently. People will expose themselves. Those who once lied will tremble in your presence. Your spiritual rank is rising. Your discernment is sharpening. This is no longer about survival. This is about divine positioning. In the next few hours, expect interruptions. Things may break. People may suddenly act strange. Someone you thought was on your side may distance themselves. Don't panic. Don't try to fix it. These disruptions are divine edits. God is rewriting the people in your story. And the woman who came to your door last night? She was the spiritual scribe heaven sent to deliver the scroll of truth. Michael is weeping now. Yes, the mighty Archangel of war, he weeps not in weakness but in compassion. He says, you have endured enough. You have suffered in silence. You have carried burdens that were never yours. And so heaven decided to intervene. That intervention began last night. She didn't knock because heaven had already given her access. She didn't speak because heaven had already spoken. She left something behind because heaven needed you to find it. And now, child of God, everything changes. If you believe in God, type Amen. God says, you must hear this now. This is not like anything you've ever felt before. Because this time, the heavenly realms have fallen into silence, not in defeat, but in reverence, for what is happening right now. Archangel Michael, the protector of warriors, the guardian of your destiny, the one who stood watch over you when no one else knew how close you were to destruction, has laid down everything for you. And now, he's on his knees, wounded, gasping, but still watching over you, even in his final breaths. The air around him is thick with divine fire. The battle was intense. Hundreds of demonic forces had one assignment: destroy you. They aimed every arrow, every curse, every shadow of despair at your life. But Michael didn't let even one touch you. He stood in front. And now, God is crying. Heaven is trembling. Because Michael, your angel, your divine defender, is fading. But not gone. Not yet. There's one hope left. You. God says this moment is unlike any other. The army of darkness thought they would win today. They thought this was the hour you would fall. They've been watching you, plotting, marking your weaknesses, whispering lies into the ears of those closest to you, fueling betrayal and doubt. You were surrounded. But Archangel Michael saw it coming. He knew. And he didn't wait for a command. He rose before the others. He pulled out his flaming sword and shouted your name into the heavens. And then he stepped between you and death. Every wound he took was one that was meant for you. Every arrow embedded in his wings had your name on it. Every breath he loses is another second you're still alive. But now he is weak. He has done all he can in this realm. And heaven says his final wish is not glory. It's not recognition. It's not revenge. It's you. Just you. He wants 1 minute of your time. 1 minute of your love. 1 minute of your trust. Will you give it to him? Will you pause everything else and give that to him now? Because that 1 minute can change everything. Heaven is waiting. God is watching. And he's pleading, not because he's weak, but because love always begs for life. He sees the fight in your eyes. He knows the pain that tries to stay hidden behind your smile. He knows the betrayal that tore through you like lightning. But this is your turning point. God says, my child, I've loved you through every storm. I've watched over you through every fire. And I've assigned the mightiest warrior in heaven to walk beside you, Michael. He has fought battles you never saw. He has silenced curses before they could form into words. He has entered dreams on your behalf and shattered plots from enemies you called friends. He was there that night you cried yourself to sleep. He stood guard when you didn't know danger was near. And now he's down. He is not gone, but he's fading. Only one thing can bring him back, your voice. God says, this is your moment to speak. Not out of perfection. Not out of performance. But out of love. If you could only see how much you matter to heaven, you would never question your worth again. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are the key to unlocking what happens next. Heaven has paused all other battles to focus on this one moment. Because your decision, your choice to believe, to trust, to pray, to surrender, will either revive your angel or close a chapter God never wanted to end. Archangel Michael is whispering now. His voice is faint, but still filled with fire. He says, please, please tell them they matter. Tell them this fight was worth it. Tell them I never left them, not once. Tell them this pain won't last. Tell them they are so close. So close to breakthrough. So close to restoration. So close to divine vengeance against every force that harmed them. I would do it all again if they would just believe it. Heaven is full of power, but it does not force love. That's why this decision must be yours. God won't push you. But He is crying, pleading, calling. Because this is the kind of moment that angels remember for eternity. When a soul decided to believe, even when they were broken. even when they didn't see a way. Even when the world said, "It's over." That kind of belief moves mountains in the spirit realm. You may feel unworthy. You may feel lost. But God says, "You are my child. I have carried you through fire and storm. I have planted seeds in you that you haven't even seen bloom yet. There is greatness inside you. There is legacy inside you. There is healing inside you. And yes, even in this pain, there is purpose. The enemy tried to assassinate your destiny. But Michael stood in the way. And now, heaven is giving you the final word. Will you speak it? Say yes to your calling. Say yes to your healing. Say yes to the life you were born to live. Do not let Michael fall in vain. This is not guilt, this is glory. God wants you to know this is not punishment. It's preparation. You are being launched into a season of such intense favor, such miraculous intervention, that those who doubted you will be stunned. The tables are turning. The scales are tipping. The kingdom of darkness is trembling. Because even now, you're starting to remember who you are. Archangel Michael fought for a royal. That royal is you. Your bloodline in the spirit is not common. You are marked. Not for misery, but for miracles. Not for destruction, but for destiny. And that's why you've been under such attack. The greater the calling, the greater the warfare. But now, it ends. Because you're choosing life. You're choosing to believe again. You're choosing to speak when silence tried to become your identity. God says, look up. Not physically, but spiritually. Look up in your spirit. Do you feel that? That shift? That lightness? That vibration around your chest? That's not imagination. That's not emotion. That is the presence of angels gathering. That is heaven releasing fresh fire over your life. That is divine energy resetting your course. That is Michael breathing again. You did that. Your belief just shifted the entire battle. You are not a victim. You are a vessel. A vessel of glory. A carrier of divine fire. And even though your journey has been filled with shadows, your future is filled with light. Archangel Michael is rising. Slowly. But he's rising. Because you gave him what the enemy feared most, your heart. Not a perfect one. Just a real one. That's all God ever wanted. This is the hour where what was once hidden will be revealed. Truth will rise to the surface. Lies will crumble. False masks will fall. Those who worked against you in secret will be exposed in the open. And you won't have to fight. God says, I will fight for you. Just be still. You don't have to chase vengeance. You don't have to prove anything. Your elevation will speak for itself. Your survival will silence every hater. And your comeback will be so public, so undeniable, that even your enemies will have no choice but to say, God is with them. Michael is now watching you. Not from a place of weakness, but of reverence. Because you remembered him. Because you chose light over fear. Because you gave just 1 minute when it mattered most. And God? He is wrapping his arms around you so tightly now that nothing, not depression, not anxiety, not confusion, not abandonment, can pull you from his embrace. He says, "You are mine." And because of your obedience in this moment, I am about to honor you in ways that will shake generations. I will bless your hands. I will favor your name. I will redeem every broken part of you. There will be restoration beyond imagination. And it starts now. Your 1 minute has done more in heaven than a lifetime of performance. Because you chose love. Because you chose to respond. Because you heard Michael's cry. And now the records in heaven are being updated. The prophecy over your life is being rewritten, not because God changed his mind, but because you finally aligned with it. You are no longer at risk. You are under royal command. Every assignment against you has been cancelled. Every curse has been reversed. Every demon has fled. And every wound in Michael's body is healing with divine light. Heaven rejoices because you, beloved child of God, stood up when it mattered most. This moment will be remembered forever. And the blessings that are being released now, joy, favor, justice, miracles, are not temporary. They are generational. You just unlocked something for your bloodline. For your future. For your destiny. So breathe deep. Heaven has seen your heart. Michael has felt your spirit. God has marked your obedience. And now comes the blessing. It is finished. And it is just beginning. Archangel Michael lives. And so does your purpose. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong. You are safe. Just trust him now. Just pray. You've already won. An army of demons surrounded you in the silence of night, when no one was watching, when the world thought you were asleep. They came not with noise, but with stealth. With plans written in darkness, with arrows forged in hatred, with fury burning against the light that lives in you. You didn't see them. You didn't know what was coming. But Archangel Michael did. He saw it before the first shadow moved. He knew the danger. He understood the risk. And without hesitation, he stepped forward. He didn't pause. He didn't wait for orders. Because his love for you is not just duty, it is sacred, it is fierce, it is pure. He stood in front of you. Wings spread wide. Sword burning in divine glory. A wall of light where hell thought it could enter. One by one, hundreds of arrows were fired. Poisoned with spiritual warfare, designed to destroy your joy, your peace, your family, your mind, your health, your future. They were meant to crush you. But not one arrow reached you. Because Michael took them all. Every single one. His armor broke under the pressure. His heavenly shield cracked. His wings bent. His body trembled. But he did not move. He did not fall. He stayed. Because you matter to heaven more than you can comprehend. And now, he lies on the battlefield. Still glowing. Still faithful. Still watching you with eyes of divine love. But he is fading. Slowly. Gently. Painfully. He has given everything for you. And all he asks for, all he begs for, is 1 minute of your time. Just 1 minute. Not to save himself, because his soul is already sealed in glory, but to save you from the enemy that is circling once again. He wants you to listen. Because even in his final breaths, Archangel Michael is thinking only of you. His wings may be torn, his light may be dimming, but his voice is still strong. And his message is urgent. He says you are not safe unless you respond now. You are not protected unless you answer this divine call. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner than ever, and right now, you stand at the edge. You don't even know how close you were to destruction. You don't realize how many traps were set. How many curses were sent your way. How many evil plans were whispered in secret rooms against you. You think it was just bad luck. You think it was just stress. But heaven saw what you couldn't. And Michael threw himself between you and the firestorm. You were almost taken out. That strange pain in your chest. That sudden fear. That confusion. That betrayal. It was all part of a spiritual siege designed to break you. They aimed for your heart. They aimed for your mind. They aimed for your future. But they forgot one thing: Archangel Michael has never left your side. Even when you ignored the signs. Even when you forgot to pray. Even when you doubted your worth. Even when you cursed the pain instead of understanding it. He stayed. He watched. He waited. And when the time came, he sacrificed himself, not for a nation, not for an army, but for you. Only you. God is crying. Yes, the God of the universe, who holds galaxies in his hands, is weeping. Because his warrior, his most faithful archangel, is taking his last breath on Earth's battlefield. Not because he lost, but because he gave everything. He fulfilled his mission. But God knows that unless you respond now, unless you truly understand the weight of this moment, all of Michael's sacrifice may fade without purpose. And that is unbearable to heaven. So now, God is begging you. Please. Only you can save him. Not to spare his life, because Michael is eternal, but to fulfill his wish. His wish is not for himself, but for your soul. Your destiny. Your salvation. Your restoration. Your complete transformation. He is begging you to take 1 minute of your heart, 1 minute of surrender, 1 minute of truth, and open yourself to what heaven is trying to do in your life. That 1 minute will decide everything. That 1 minute will determine whether you rise or fall. That 1 minute will unlock blessings you never imagined, or allow the enemy to circle again. Michael says, "My child, I stood for you because you are worth it. I shielded you because your light cannot go out. But now, you must take up the sword of truth. You must step into your divine armor. You must choose light. You must choose faith. You must step away from doubt and rise into destiny. The angels are waiting. The gates of heaven are shaking. There is a war being fought over your soul, and I cannot fight it alone anymore. I need you to believe. I need you to speak. I need you to declare that you are ready. Do not think this message is for someone else. Do not scroll past and assume this is just another writing. This is a divine interruption. A sacred appointment. A heavenly collision with your life. You've felt something lately. A pull. A strange awareness. A trembling in your spirit. That was Michael trying to reach you. That was the Father trying to knock at the door of your heart. And now, this is the moment you must open it. The angels are holding their breath. Heaven is watching. And time is slipping. You've been under attack, but you didn't know the source. The confusion. The fatigue. The constant losses. The voices of accusation. The strange dreams. The setbacks. The betrayals. The rejections. These were not coincidences. These were arrows. Fired to kill your purpose. But Michael blocked them. And now, he needs you to rise up. You are not weak. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are powerful. You are holy. You are divine in origin. And you are chosen. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to say yes. Yes to surrender. Yes to healing. Yes to forgiveness. Yes to letting go. Yes to rising. You are being called to a higher place. You can't go back. You can't stay stuck. Heaven is moving, and you are being carried with it. But only if you respond. That minute is now. That moment is here. What you decide in your heart this very instant will ripple through the heavens, will echo through eternity, will become your legacy. Do not say you are not ready. The angels have prepared you. Do not say you are not worthy. The blood of the Lamb has made you worthy. Do not say you are too late. Heaven says you are right on time. Do not say your life has no meaning. Your existence disrupted hell. Your breath causes demons to tremble. Your purpose is a threat to every kingdom of darkness. And that is why they targeted you. That is why they sent those arrows. That is why they tried to take you out early. But they failed. And now, you must rise. Michael is watching you. His light is fading, but his faith in you is not. He believes you will answer. He believes you will fulfill your destiny. He believes you will say yes to the calling. He believes you will save others, just as he saved you. But you must move. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. In this moment. With your heart open. With your soul awakened. With your spirit alert. Speak now. Even if it's a whisper. Even if it's just, God, I surrender. Even if it's just, I'm listening. That is enough. That opens the gates. That floods your life with divine intervention. That awakens heaven's resources. That honors Michael's sacrifice. That gives God the permission to move mountains for you. There's a scroll in heaven with your name on it. A divine blueprint. A plan so holy, so extraordinary, that it's been guarded by angels for years. And now, it's being unlocked. But only if you respond. Only if you accept that you were never ordinary. Only if you say yes to the sacred call. You don't need a perfect life. You don't need endless prayers. You just need honesty. Humility. A heart that says, God, I want you. That is the moment that saves everything. Archangel Michael's final breath is not death, it's a passing of the flame. He is placing his sword into your hand now. Not to fight in fear, but to walk in authority. To command darkness to leave. To call light into every part of your life. To declare healing over your family. To break every generational curse. To rise from everything that tried to bury you. You are not just a survivor.